Have you ever thought what plant need to grow, how tree grows so big, what are they made of? Investigation often start with questions like this. There is a way to find the answer to this and other question that is used by the scientist. It is called the scientific method. If you use it, you can be scientist too. Let's consider this example. Almost all energy on the earth come from the sun, our biggest source of energy. Sunlight travel a huge distance to reach our planet. Plants catch the sunlight and use it to make food inside their leaves. This special way they turn the sunlight into food is called photosynthesis. Today let's ask, how do we know this happens? What clues and evidence do scientists use to explain how plants grow from sunlight? Hello everyone, welcome to my science diary. Earlier we had read about what is plant and their parts and about their functions. Today we are going to learn about how scientists ask questions, collect evidences and build explanations. We will cover this chapter into two videos. Let's see how this works with a simple example, a tree. Scientists begin with a question, for example, where does a tree get its foods? Look at this big tree, it cannot move, so how does it grow and live? Different people give different ideas. These are called hypotheses. So once you have observed and researched your problem, you are ready for your next step. From a hypothesis. A hypothesis is an educated guess about how something works. Some say trees eat soil, some say water, some say air and sunlight. But how can we know which is correct? After you have your hypothesis, move on to the next step, designing experiment and test your hypothesis. Scientists don't just guess, they collect the evidence where they give us important clue about how plants grow. When Helmont tested this idea over 400 years ago, in 1634, when Helmont was arrested for studying plant and other natural things, he was not allowed to leave his house. While he was at home, he started thinking carefully about how plants grow. This led him to ask new questions about where plants get their food and how they become bigger. Next, we will focus on Van Helmont classic plant growth experiment that changed how we understand tree. The prevailing theory at the time was that the plant grew by eating soil, and Van devised a clever investigation to test this idea. Van Helmont undertook his famous experiment in plant growth in part to learn more about water. In this experiment, he carefully wet a young willow shoot and then he planted it in large container whose soil he had also carefully dried and weighed. What it means, he wetted a pot of dry soil and a willow tree seedling. Then he planted the seedling and watered it and then left it for 5 years. After 5 years, he then reweighed the tree, which had increased in mass by over 12 stones. He dried the soil and weighed it again, showing that the soil was almost the same mass. He concluded that the tree grew by drinking water. This was surprising. The tree was not made of soil. Van Helmont concluded that the plants are made from water, since he had been watering the tree. He was partially correct, but he missed the another part. Plants also need carbon dioxide from the air. So, science is a cycle of asking, testing, and explaining. This shows how scientists work. We ask a question, test our idea with evidences, and then accept or change our explanations. If the explanation does not fit the evidence, we try again. Van Helmont experiment was not fully correct, but it was a big step. Later scientists added the missing part, carbon dioxide, and discovered the photosynthesis. Finishing this chapter will take time, so we will complete it in two videos. We have learned up to the Van Helmont experiment in the first video, and we will cover the rest in the next video, part 2. Thank you for watching my science diaries. If you like the video, then do subscribe to my channel. Do like the video and to share with as many your friends as possible and with your family members. Let's meet in next video. Till then, see you.